Hello everyone, Karen Cecilia here. I have long promised that I am going to send out a series of voice notes. I'm going to turn these voice notes into videos on my YouTube channel as well, but I'm going to send them out as voice notes to the various constituencies that I'm talking to, so that to make it easier for you to be able to share it to your comrades, to your friends, and to your neighbors. In order for Mark Golding to become Prime Minister of Jamaica, he will have to win 32 seats. We don't elect Prime Ministers in Jamaica. We elect members of Parliament. And after you elect the members of Parliament, whichever party have the most, a majority of members of Parliament, meaning 32 or more, it means that that party will form the government, and it is those members of Parliament that then meet and select who amongst them to be the Prime Minister. That is how the system works. Even though Jamaican people have it in their head that is the head of both parties that will automatically become Prime Minister. Yes, that is true as a practice, but it is also true that you don't elect Prime Ministers, you elect members of Parliament. And so I want to start with Central St. Mary. And the people of Central St. Mary needs to understand that this guy named Omar Newell, not a good guy. And to replace him with Dr. Guy is a step down for Central St. Mary. Because when your member of parliament is leaving and you're going to elect somebody else, it must be somebody else on the same level or above the former member of parliament. But you can't elect somebody of a lesser quality than your member of parliament that you currently have. And Omar Newell is everything of a lesser quality than Dr. Guy. Not only that, he has spent his entire political life undermining Dr. Guy and being in Dr. Guy constituency. I run up and down and I cause all kind of problems with Dr. Guy since about 2013 or 2014. Telling people that him want to run and him want to see that he has been sabotaging and undermining and belittling Dr. Guy's efforts as a member of parliament. And Dr. Guy, being the gentleman that he is, have not been quarreling and have not been making any noise. Him just quietly go and do him work while this little serpent was around trying to undermine him. Whenever work running the constituency like through the government work or anything like that, him, Omar Newell, would have a contact or so with NSWA or one of them places, and he would undermine Dr. Guy's efforts by getting a work or two for a fellow, and then make people feel like it's him getting the work and it now come through the MP. Whenever anything for go under the constituency, him go behind Dr. Guy back and start doing little things. During the 2020 elections, some of you might remember I was over there. I was over in Islington mostly, over in Bacchus Road, up a Sport Road and them places. I try to get people to go vote for Dr. Guy. And if you might remember, one or two of you mentioned Omar Newell to me and asked me who him. I never thought about it at the time, during election time when you say that, who him. But afterwards I thought about it, that why would you be asking me about him in an election period when you should be talking about Dr. Guy? And that goes to show that while you are supposed to be thinking about voting for Dr. Guy, he was one side doing something else. He always has been one side doing something else, trying to make Dr. Guy look bad. Him is not a decent and good fellow. Him used to be a part of a crew with Dr. Phillips' crew of some young fellows. Then that wasn't working out for him. So he went right ahead and be a part of a bunting crew, because the bunting crew was what were to give him the money and the status that he needed and the work and whatever else that he sought to have as a fellow who looking to have power and influence. And so after that, he moved over into the bunting crew and he became a part of a bunting massive. And him go out with pure things and him have access to money. Bunting helped set him up in business. He has entered many a failed business. Every business him try, him fail at it. Because when you fail at business, it's not just that you don't have no business sense or no way for manage business. It's also because you are not a good person. And I'm not a good person. I'm not a decent person. Him not have no loyalty. He's not loyal to anyone but himself and whatever him can get. Him loyal to Bunting because the current business that him run now is Bunting help set him up. And I'm sure that many of you benefit from it too. You over in Central St. Mary, a few of you probably benefit from that. Him loyalty is to himself and his political ambitions. And he has long held this political ambition that he wanted to be member of parliament for Central St. Mary. And you know the delegates have chosen him to do so. After Dayton Campbell tell you, say, him are the candidate who voted for him. My understanding from all of this now is that who having a little buyer's remorse. And because it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you selected him so a good time ago, and you get a chance to get to know him better now. So some of you know, they're not with him now no ratings up in Port Maria. Him now no ratings down in Bakerswood and Islington. It's my town. Him now no ratings there, sir. And you get to know him now and see him better and understand him better. And know that him depend on a self thing. It's not about you. And you must seek to have a member of parliament if you're going to replace Dr. Guy. You must seek to have a member of parliament who's going to think about you and look after you and be there for you. And everything that he or she does is in the best interest of you, your families, your communities, your parish. And if that is not the case, then you ought to think twice about this person that you're going to be voting for. Now, I'm a big believer in democracy. It's a better form of anarchy. It's the only thing that we have that works right now. So I'm a big believer in it. I believe that people should be able to choose their leaders and people should actually vote for who they want to represent them. But so therefore, I am not telling anyone whether they should vote or not vote for a person. What I'm saying to you is think about it. What I am saying to you is you must think it through. You have a responsibility to think it through. Don't just say you're going to vote because I'm a PMP. Don't just say you're going to vote because everybody in an orange. Think about it. Stop thinking about that you have to vote because you're a PMP. You don't have to. You don't have to vote for him because I'm a PMP candidate. You do not have to go there and support him because I'm a PMP candidate. The only responsibility you have is to think which one of these guys are better for your family, for your children's future, for your community, for your constituency, for your parish. That's the responsibility you have. You're not a responsibility to give PMP power. Because when PMP have power, them to look pa uno. Then PMP have power, them to look pa uno. Lucky things who did have Dr. Guy. I uno had before, was it Terry or Horace? I think it's Horace Clark. I uno had good MPs back in the day. Some of you, the younger people, don't remember those MPs. Right? It is not like that anymore. But when you make those decisions about voting for somebody to represent you in Parliament, you better think very carefully about it. Because this guy, Omar Newell, him is a slime. Him is a sleazeball. And you should not, in all good conscience, give him a consideration at all to go and put him in Parliament. You're not going to regret it. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. And I assume, based on some of the people that I've spoken to already, that you don't regret it already. I want to just know because you know good thinking Jamaicans. And Jamaicans know these things. Jamaicans know how to pick up on these things. I want to know already. Say him not going to be a good MP. You just look upon him and know. You just feel it down the bones. I want to know. Say him is not a good MP. He was part of a crew that Bunting set up called themselves the engineer. Yes, he was a part of that engineering crew. The whole of them and them form up this group of them called Pussy Wayo. And it was not a joke. They named that group Pussy Wayo because it was a series of young fellows wanting to get political power and a series of young ladies that them have in there that them use and them using each other through sexual activities and all kind of activities to propel themselves to a greater level to have power. And Omar Newell have spent his entire career doing what he must do in order to climb that power ladder. Sold all his body parts to Bunting and his soul to Bunting already. Sabotage Dr. Guy continuously, going around the constituency, inciting all kind of rebellion against Dr. Guy. He has absolutely no ratings in the constituency. He's a corrupt young fellow who will do anything for power. You don't want that kind of person to represent you. It is time that we start thinking about, different people to represent, people that have honor and decency, people with humility, people that think about country first, the people first, the people first. Remember that thing? We put people first. I hear Kamala Harris use those words the other day. I think last Friday she used that word. It's the people first. You need a member of parliament who put the people first, who put you first, who always thinking about you first before their ambitions and whatever high pedestal of power that them want to reach. You need somebody like that. So I'm just giving you this. This is my first video on the candidates, and I decided to start with him, Omar Newell, because out of everybody else that I'm going to be talking about, him really galled me because I've witnessed some of the things that he has done over the years to sabotage Dr. Guy and to make less people vote for Dr. Guy. He tried very hard in 2020, very hard, because they had this huge operation going on to unseat some PMP MPs so that they can get the seats to give it to their Rice candidates. That's Bunting and Mark. And Dayton Campbell was in charge of that operation. And Omar Newell was a part of that operation, including the next one down Western St. Mary, with on councillor the other day. Him was also a part of that operation that helped to make when named Jason Stanford lost the seat. So it's a whole host of them that is seeking power, and they will seek power. They will do anything to get that power. They will debase themselves. They will lower themselves. They will kiss ass. They will sell every seal, every part of their body to get that power. And they don't care about you, the voters, you, the people. And so my job is to tell you about these guys. And so I'm talking to you, Central St. Mary, that you are not to just go full force for this guy, Omar Newell. You need to think about it. You need to think it through and decide if you really, really want this guy to go represent you in King Charles III Parliament. All right? I trust everyone is good. Thank you for listening to me ranting about these things. Many, many more videos coming out regarding each constituency. And bless you. God bless you all. Stay safe, everybody, and keep the children safe.